Hello guys, it's me V Clifto bringing you a informational video. Today they announced that a new champion called Kindred. It was during class that I actually saw this, so I kind of looked up the abilities and kind of read what Riot was there, already said about the champion. So I kind of have already a basis of what the champion will do. My PVE is currently updating right now, so I haven't got a gameplay yet, but I will try to get a gameplay soon to kind of back up this video. But I've already looked at it, and I'm actually pretty good at looking at a champion and seeing kind of what items will actually be really good on them. So it won't be much of a problem. This is kind of like my first impressions video, but since I got the new PvE account, so I get to play it actually early. So um, but this is just a little champion reveal of Kindred, the Eternal Hunters. Kindred is actually two beings into one champion. This is, I believe, Wolf, and this is Lamb. That's just you'll if I refer to them, that's kind of what you'll have to remember. But yeah, the darker one and the lighter one, you'll just remember them. But them together make Kindred. So we'll first start off by going over um, Kindred's abilities. First off is the passive, which is Mark of the Kindred. Lamb marks an enemy champion anywhere on the map for death. After a delay, the mark activates. If Kindred kills them or assist in their death, they gain a permanent stackable bonus to their basic attacks. In addition, if Lamb to chooses an enemy champion for the mark of Kindred, Wolf automatically hungers for large enemy jungle monsters from time to time. All champions can see the targets that are marked for death. So what does this mean? This means that Kindred gets to choose a champion that they want to kill, and if they do kill them or in the assist of the kill, they get permanent stacks to their basic attacks, which is like Nasus's Q or Scion's shield, where I think it's a W. Yeah, it's Scion's W, where he gains permanent health. Scion gains permanent health after killing. But this is kind of different. It is who you get to choose the target that you want to actually be able to stack off, and if you do kill them, you will gain the permanent stack. Also, the cool thing is that Wolf will actually automatically put the target on a jungle creep. So that's why you'll probably see some jungle kindreds. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's going to be what their main role is, but you can play it in that position. So that is a little bit of annoying. I've actually seen it. It's like under your icon, there will be like a little button that you can click, and you'll be able to choose which god on the enemy team. Or I keep saying god. I've been playing a lot of Smite recently, and I'm actually going to release not a Smite video, but another League of Legends video, kind of talking about what I believe Smite. But that is the next. I was going to actually make this tonight because I actually had a day off today from work, but since they came out with this god or this champion, my bad. I kind of talk about this first, and then I'll try to make that video tomorrow if I can. Hopefully, I will. I will do it. Um, but yeah, that is your passive. For this champion, you got to choose a champion, and the champion that you choose will be the target. It will kind of be like an icon, like right here, and you'll see this. I guess I can play the video, but it's gonna be kind of like Garen's Garen's little mark. So we'll look at this real quick. So it is choosing the person, and there, right here, like this little icon, it says that Gangplank is the champion, but also it will show you that this monster right there, that you'll gain a bonus stack off of that. So just remember that that's what kind of will happen. Um, you'll gain permanent stacks to your auto attacks. So what I don't know exactly what the numbers are going to be. Hopefully it's not too strong, and if it is super strong, then hopefully her basic or their basic abilities don't do that much damage, but we don't know. It looks kind of like it will actually, the stacking will be important, but I mean, I don't know if there's a cap on it or if there's not a cap, but like if it's gonna be infinite and if it's gonna have extra abilities, kind of like Bard's Meeps. I have no idea. Hopefully it's not too strong, and if it is strong, hopefully her abilities or their abilities. I don't know why I keep saying her. It looks like a kind of like a female champion. I don't know what her. Yeah, female champion, but I don't know. Um, but other than that, hopefully it works out really well. That's probably going to be the tweaking of the game. If they need to tweak anything, it's going to be in their passive because that's probably her. It seems like that and kind of her ultimate seems like the thing that they'll have to change the most. Next is her or their Q ability. Kindred dashes in a direction before firing up to 3 nearby enemies. So what you're gonna think of this is kind of like a Callista with a hurricane. You know how if you jump around, it will kind of like throw three shots. Well, this is going to kind of remind you, and there actually a second part. I will actually try to pause it and then kind of come back to it. But the first part is I'll show you the ability. But it's like a low range dash that they can dash and it throws 3 auto attacks. Pause it there. Um, because the next part it actually interacts with a different ability, and I like to actually click that ability first and then come back to this video to show the second part. But it is a little dash. It kind of reminds me of Callista's little dash. Yeah, but that's the kind of memory that it'll throw three. I don't think it's gonna be 3 complete auto attacks. It's probably gonna be like a hurricane where it will do like maybe one. It'll do actually probably less damage than her auto attacks, but that's what it reminds me of is the 3 auto attacks in the different directions. Next, we're gonna go into her W and then come back to it. But her W is called Wolf's Frenzy. The first part of it is a passive, and it is like I'll read it. Kindred builds stacks of hunting vigor. I think it's vigor. As they move around, once fully stacked, Kindred's next basic attack steals a flat amount of health. So it is going to be kind of like a static shiv where you have to like build up stacks, and then once you get to the stacks, you throw an auto attack. It is going to steal health from the person and give it back to Kindred. So it's a little bit of a healing. It's a nice passive. Oh, it's all right. It seems like it takes a long time, so actually having boots on her may be really important to be able to stack that up to get the extra to win some trades, free trades. But I don't know. That is questionable. I don't think it's gonna be too much health, so I don't know. It may be a little bit of a trading tool or something that can help her in the jungle because she doesn't have a healing ability except for that little passive. But the second part is Wolf temporarily splits from Lamb. So this is Wolf, this is Lamb. Wolf will separate, and they'll create like a little zone. You'll see like a little bubble in the video soon, but it makes like a bubble around the area that you click, and then in that area, Lamb will. I mean, Wolf will start attacking whoever sorry, whoever Lamb is attacking, Wolf will start attacking them. So it's kind of like it helps out into attacking. But the cool part is that while Lamb can cast dash of arrows while with a great reduce of cooldown inside Wolf's Frenzy. So you can dash around, and this is what I'm going to show you the second part of this. This is going to be the second part. But ready? Here's a little circle, and then you'll be able to dash a lot more, and it'll feel more like a Callista jumping around. I think if I heard it right, it is like a 50% reduction while inside of it. So if you get a lot of cooldown reduction, I can see you being able to jump around a lot. But here's the ability. So I don't think they show it, but like again, Wolf will create after. Oh, well, they're gonna show you the little health thing first. So yeah, this is them running around trying to gain a stack, and then they give her health so it's kind of helpful for a little bit of trades. But the big part of it is this little bubble, and the wolf will start attacking. You see how they attack right up here, and then they switch targets, and then they switch targets. So it'll just add a little bit of extra damage with the trade. Not too much, but it'll be something. It's mostly for the Q ability. It's to build a once you use that ability, you kind of want to start hopping around and trying to get a little bit of extra damage since you'll have a reduced cooldown. The next part is her E, which is Mounted Dread. Kindred intentionally slows a yeah initially. Sorry, I spelled that wrong. All right, read that wrong. Initially slows a target enemy if they're able to attack their crippled target 3 times in a quick succession. the target suffers a burst of percent max health damage. So it's kind of like vein vein silver bolts where they after you do 3 auto attacks, it will do a percentage of their maximum health. But it is also a slow, so it is kind of nice. I'll show you the little video. But yeah, so they first put it on. It's a little short range, but then after 3 auto attacks, they will take a percentage of health. It'll just add on to their auto attacks. But this is why these three abilities don't seem too strong. So it feels like that's why I'm saying her passive is gonna have to be a little bit strong. Her auto attacks are gonna have to hurt. I mean, I don't believe they have any good items on there. They don't have like an IE or a static shiv or anything good on them. But it doesn't feel like these abilities do a whole lot of damage. I may be wrong. I haven't played it yet. I have to do it. I'm going to play it, but that's pretty much. I don't know if this is gonna. I don't know if these 3 abilities are gonna be her main damage. It may be her main damage, or this may be really strong. Her passive may be just really strong, but I think the biggest reason why people are gonna play this champion is her ultimate. We're gonna go over this. It kind of feels like a. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's called Lamb's Respite. 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 Yeah, Lamb's Respite. And what it is Kindred creates a large but temporary zone beneath itself, sorry, or a target ally. While active, Lamb's Respite prevents all units within the boundaries from dropping below a critical level of health. Finally, Lamb's Respite applies a flat heal to all champions still inside it as it ends. So you're gonna see it, and it's gonna look like a Bard ultimate. Even though this is actually probably the worst champion to put in it, because you think, oh wait, did Bard just ultimate or nah? And no, Bard's not gonna ultimate, but it puts you into a Zonia state. While if you drop to a certain point, and I'll show you the video, but right here, this is the video. So, Kalista's gonna start auto attacking Bard, and then Kindred is gonna put the little zone, and he goes into like a little stasis so that he won't be hurt too much, and it'll give him a little bit of a health bonus. So this is kind of gonna it's gonna it's going to but it also says right here all champions, and I actually did see it on Callista right there. It will heal Callista inside of it. So I mean, and it won't let anybody get killed. I'm sorry, I just got a haircut, so my hair is itchy. But it won't prevent any. It doesn't seem like just allies. It seems like all. So in this zone, it feels like if a team is losing the fight and Kindred put it down, it will kind of save her. But the problem is if she's in that zone and then they start winning, it feels like it won't let the enemy champions be killed either. So it feels like it could be a very troll thing. It can be very helpful. It can put it inside like a Baron pit or whatever. It could help rush a Baron or a dragon if they're really low, because they won't die in it and they'll actually gain the healing of it. So that's probably what it's going to be good for, is if you're not trying to troll your team, is to be able to secure Barons if everybody's on a low health. Probably a very good thing. If you're in a team fight though, the best part is, I mean, yeah, I guess you could save one person if somebody's really important, kind of like a team solo mid kind of thing where Bjergsen is getting really low. I could see them actually putting this underneath Bjergsen to make sure that he doesn't die, but it could also really affect if the team actually starts winning. So we're gonna have to see about that ability. It looks kind of nice having the heal and not letting people die. Kind of. I kind of wish that it would have been where it would have only been allies that couldn't be dropped to a certain low, and then I could still see it healing people at the end of it. But I feel like it should still only help her team. Feels too much of a troll if it doesn't let you kill the enemy team. I mean, I feel like it should be a good turnaround. Okay, we're not gonna die. They could possibly die. We should try to kill them real quick, but so that they don't get the heal. But it feels that feels really trolly. I didn't actually know about that. This is the first time I actually read it completely through and I actually looked at it. That feels kind of troll. I really feel like that feels kind of troll. I don't know what I think about that. Um, I mean, it's a nice ultimate. It's a nice idea. It's gonna be kind of trolly if like Echo doesn't die like 4 times or something. It will feel kind of trippy, but whatever. It's still a nice ability. Not letting people like I see the idea of not letting someone die and stuff like that, but um I gonna have to see how that works. Hopefully it's not too trolly or too um, overpowered or anything. Hopefully, it's in a good balance and I can see if a good team actually uses it right, it will actually be really good. So, what is Kindred? Kindred is actually. It looks like she's a. I keep saying she, and I keep thinking of it as just as the white one, but it is both of them together. It is Wolf and Lamb put together. Kindred. I don't know. Even the description. That's why I kind of was tripping out on some of the words. Is because it's Kindred. It feels like one champion, but they keep saying they. And that's why it's tripping me out. Is because it's like it feels like improper grammar because it feels like it should be one champion, but it's two champions, and it would make more sense if they just said Wolf and Lamb, Wolf and Lamb, Wolf and Lamb. I mean, it'd be kind of confusing when they talk about abilities, but it'd be like Wolf and Lamb would be a better name for them. I mean, I guess it'd be long. I guess they need to come up with one name, but feels like they could have done better than that. Really, a lot better than that. I just wish they would have said Wolf and Lamb. It would have made a lot more sense. But I'm gonna go into my speculation mode. This is where we've read the abilities and I kind of looked at this over a little bit, but I kind of have my ideas already. So where do I think she's going to be the strongest? This is where I'm going to talk about where she's going to be the strongest and weakest. And right here you see jungle. Now this is where I'm gonna give my ideas. You may not feel like this is true. You can put it in the comments if you think I'm completely wrong. But I feel like she's not going to be a good jungler because if you see a if you can if she becomes a high jungle like if that's where people are going to try to play her and that's where they are because of her passive depending on how strong it is that's where they're going to want to play her is in the jungle and I don't feel like the reason why is if you see this and if she does become or he or it becomes the new I mean a new top pick jungler, if that's where people are gonna actually play her just so that they can stack up her passive. The reason why I don't think it's gonna be good is because the enemy team, if they see this and if that's what she becomes or they become meta as, they're gonna play early game champions because she looks squishy. I'm gonna keep saying she. I don't even know if it's a he or she. I'm gonna say she or it. I should say it or they. They. I'll use they. They look like a very squishy champion because they don't have a nice healing. I'm pretty sure their base stats and they already look like a marksman. Like if you look at their auto attacks, it is a marksman. So it's gonna feel like if you play them jungle. Sorry, if you play them jungle, it's gonna feel like a Vayne jungle. Like yeah, okay, we're gonna get the Devour and blah blah blah. And I'm kind of jumping the gun, but that's why I feel like that Kindred's gonna be a bad one is because they don't look like a very tanky team and they don't look like a very good trading early game champion. That's why I'm saying jungle's gonna be weak, and they say that in the description. They say Lee Sin's a weak. They're weak to Lee Sin. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be weak to Elise. They're gonna be weak to any early game jungler, any early game threat. I mean, I don't feel like Kindred's gonna be good because Kindred seems like they're gonna need to stack and they're gonna have to get Devour for jungle for them to work. Kindred's gonna have to get Devour to help out with their auto attacks to get the stacking on both the Devour and the passive. So they're gonna be a late game. They're gonna be like Master Yi where you're not gonna see them in the first I don't know 40 first 40 minutes, but first 20, 25 minutes, you're not going to see them. They're going to be jungling, and they're going to try to get a lot of stacks, and they're going to try to get the stacks to help them carry them into late game. This champion, if it is infinite stacking, they're going to be a late game god. That's what I'm going to say. They're going to be a late game god. They're going to be an early game crappy jungler because because they don't seem to have strong abilities. They don't have the best AoE abilities, and they don't have a reliable heal. This is why I don't like the jungle Kindred. But what would be my build for jungle Kindred? It would be, like I said, Devour, and then to help Kindred out, you would have to either choose to build and I have 4 builds I came up with, but in different positions. But Kindred in the jungle would have to have Devour, and then I think they would have to rush um, a Blade of the Ruined King to get that life steal, the attack speed, and then to build a Hurricane to be able to a Runin's Hurricane to be able to do AOE damage because they are a marksman and they're gonna have to be able to kill multiple creeps or multiple monsters to be able to be successful, and gives you bonus attack speed. And then they're gonna have to build like an IE, a static shiv, and then your last item will have to be a last whisper or a guardian angel, depending on what you feel is most important. But then you'll be a late game god. You'll come out like Master Yi and destroy people because you'll have so much stacks, so much extra damage. The crit will be nice. But that's what I feel like Kindred is gonna have to do if they're gonna be in the jungle. Now, the 2 positions I feel like Kindred's gonna be the strongest, which I hope they stay in this position, is gonna be the first one's not gonna be too surprising. It's gonna be the the bot lane because they are a marksman. They have range auto attacks, and being able to have 2 targets to change in between to be able to say, oh, I want to kill that person, I want to kill that person, to be able to easily get stacks. I feel like that's actually going to be a very good, very good. And the build's going to be a standard ADC. Start off with an IE, get a static shiv, last whisper, bloodthirster, and then attack speed boots. I forgot what they're called. Uh, and then a guardian angel or another crit item or whatever you feel like is really needed would be her ADC build. So that's why or their ADC build. The the weird position that I feel like Kindred is going to be really actually probably strong as is actually a support. And you may think, whoa, wait, why would I play her as a support or them as a support? And that's because their ultimate will be able to save the bot lane if they fall behind. And what I find Kindred to be it seems really good at is if Kindred can get the assist off. I'm sorry, I shouldn't keep moving. I should just keep it at this. I'm gonna keep it at this. But if Kindred can get passive stacks, Kindred is still gonna get strong, and they don't. And then you won't have to actually build that. You'll be decently strong, and it'll feel like most Janus play it wrong, and they're actually supposed to play an aggressive poking with auto attacks, and that's what I feel like Kindred could be: is a poking auto attack support that doesn't have to do too much, has a decent escape ability, has a slow ability that can help them out, and it has an ability that can like help win easy trades. I feel like a poking auto attack support would actually be by far their strongest, by far Kindred's strongest role. That's where I think Kindred can be like by far one of the top supports in the game. I don't think you're going to see a lot of it. I'm actually going to try it out. That's where I want to actually play Kindred is as a poking support. Hopefully, I want to see if that works. I really want to see if that works. I was thinking about it, and I was really thinking about it, and that seems like a legit strategy is playing Kindred as a support. And I can see Kindred being played with like Callisto, especially Callisto. It'd be kind of funny watching, excuse me, watching them jump around and doing 3 auto attacks, both of them at the same time, and jumping around and stuff. It would be kind of funny to see, but no joke, Callista could actually save Kindred pretty easy, and Kindred could save Callista. I think that'd be an actually very good bot lane. Kindred could actually proc off a bunch of Callista's abilities and stuff. I think Kindred would actually be a very good champion with Callista or any other poking ADC or one ADC that's going to fall behind early game and could use that boost at level 6. But that's where I think the best her top position for the role, like not the best role that she'll be in, like the most damage or the most carrying potential, but I think she'll be actually a top. They will be a top support if you play them as a support. Lastly, I don't think they're going to be a good mid laner, and I think that you could actually play them as a top lane tank. And now this is where it's going to be kind of crazy, and I'm going to explain it to you. Most of the tanky items have a lot of cooldown reduction. The good ones, Spirit Massage has 10%, a Frozen Heart will have a 20%. And then you get 5% from mastery, from masteries, and then just get 5% from runes, and you have 20% cooldown reduction. You have two good defensive items for both magical damage and physical damage, slows attack speed. Then all you'd have to build a Bork first. You'd want to build a Bork first, and then you could build a Blade of the Rune King if you don't know Bork, and then Iceborne, a Frozen Mallet. That's what I was gonna say. Frozen Mallet would be really good, and then you could build a Guardian Angel, and oh my gosh, you would be amazing. It's good tanky person, someone that can bring healing. And you would have heals for your auto attacks, a slow, a ultimate that doesn't let you people die. It's pretty much a Tryndamere ultimate for a lot of people, and you passively gain stacks for killing somebody. So you're gonna be strong anyway. You're gonna get stronger, and you can be tanky. That's a pretty good strong roll. You'll have actually decent poke. So as a top lane tank, I could see that very working out. So then I have three other kind of ideas that it came out in my head of builds. So like I said, I gave you the tanky one. That'd be the tanky one. The jungle one was the devour one. The next one I can see is a Callista kind of build, which is the Bork rushed into a. It's gonna be kind of like the jungle, but it's a Bork rushed into a hurricane, rushed into a a bloodthirster rushed in. No, next is a last whisper into attack speed boots into guardian angel or whatever item you want to put in there, or an IE or something that you have like a lot of lifesteal and be able to jump around a lot. That build. So that's three of them. And now my fourth build, and this is gonna be pretty much the end of the video, but my fourth build that I came up with is this champion looks like it could be actually really good for Triforce. And now I'm gonna explain that to you why I think that. It's because of the abilities. If you actually, I'm gonna go to this and then go to, I don't know where is it. Where is it? Okay, the frenzy. This is gonna be the Wolf's Frenzy. See, if they can dash around like this, and then every dash auto attack, and you can build a bunch of cooldown reduction, like their top build, it'll kind of be like a what it's gonna feel like is more of a, and this could be the top lane build instead of just all those tanky items I said. You could have more of a Aurelia build where you're tanky and that every after using an ability, the dashing, your next auto attack is gonna hurt. So you build a Bork, you build a Triforce, and then you build tanky. You'll jump around in fights and you'll be able to do a bunch of bonus damage. So this has been pretty much my entire kind of first impressions of it, going over everything, going over my builds and stuff, and kind of going over a few of the champions that she'll be good or bad against. But are they? I keep saying she. I don't even know if it's a she. Hopefully it's a she, so that don't sound stupid. But yeah, that's been my first impression. Put down below what you believe. If you think I'm wrong completely, you can say it. If you think I'm right, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. I'm going to be coming out with a good reason to subscribe is I'm going to be coming out with a quick video as soon as possible of this new champion. So hopefully you liked the video, and please as always, stay cool, my friends.